There's a lot going on in my life. It's not all fun and games. But one of the young women that I helped to find, or attempted to help find, somebody else was able to find her, but she's actually from here in the Dalles, and she went missing about 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago. Well, when I was making a video earlier, she got a hold of me to let me know that she's all right, which, like, that always makes me feel good. Whenever there's a positive outcome where the person is found and they're safe instead of being found dead, which is often the case. You guys are aware of what happened to Feelin and Not Afraid. That's often the outcome. A lot of the people that I post about that go missing, that is the outcome. So when somebody who went missing gets a hold of me and lets me know that they're grateful or thankful, that means a lot. I don't care if I piss everyone off. I could really use their help, but at the same time, if your own shame and your own imperfections are gonna keep you from doing the right thing, I want you to know that nobody's perfect. That doesn't mean that we can't do the right thing. A lot of you guys, you hear about somebody who's missing and you're like, oh, whatever, they're missing, no biggie. You don't know them. And that's a lot of the problem we got. Now with this young woman from the Dalles, when she was missing, I was going through a lot of emotional stuff myself at the time, and when she went missing, I wasn't nice about her going missing at all. And I definitely did not expect anybody at all to get a hold of me or to acknowledge my efforts at all. That's two people in a row driving by and pretending I'm a human. That's all right. Anyway, Emily went missing from here a few months ago, and I'm pretty sure that she was missing longer than they said she was. And I know that when somebody goes missing, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to get a hold of somebody and say, hey, thanks, I'm safe, I'm not dead. And that's one of the things with when people go missing. A lot of it is that their family wants to know that they're not dead. They want to know that they're still breathing, that they're not in a ditch somewhere in a hole up in the mountains. She also acknowledged that I'm crazy and that we're all crazy. And those are two things that I feel are important too. I could be hated by everybody. That's all right. My morality is not based on your opinion of me. My morality is based on my sense of right and wrong. When somebody is found alive, that makes it worth it to go on for another day or another week. That gives you a little bit more to go on. When somebody's found dead, like Feelin and Not Afraid, that really tears a person down so much, especially in situations where it's someone you actually know. I didn't know Feelin and Not Afraid. What I did know is that I had spoken up about the abuse that people were enduring there, about the mass quantity of missing and murdered Indigenous people. But we got to say missing and murdered Indigenous women, don't we? That's right. And why is that? Because if you say Indigenous people, folks just kind of look the other way. But if you impress the point upon them that it is primarily women who are disappearing, well, then Americans might actually care. They might actually take a look at it. Now, the demographics for a lot of minority groups about missing people. The majority of those missing people, if you look at the demographics, are homeless. Eventually, the family cares. They won't take a report from a homeless person within a day or two of that person going missing. But when the family finally decides that they want to pretend to care 6 months down the road, 8 months down the road, or a year and a half down the road, well, then the cops might actually do something. Probably not, though. When somebody who lives in a house goes missing, people care immediately. If Natalie Bollinger had been out on the streets, which is a way of life that she had actually idolized for a good long while, she had this idealistic concept of homelessness. But what was it based off of? I mean, she started selling drugs with her twin sister when she was 13. They were pretty, they were well liked, and of course, their customers were doing drugs that made them want to. Let's not go into that in this video. Even their own father. There's a lot of people that I wish had been found alive that weren't. There's also a lot of people that I know that were found alive. I don't know Emily, just like I didn't know Selena Not Afraid. I knew Natalie Bollinger, though. I also know Brittany Richmond. I also know Sean Ratner. I also know Alicia Bollinger. I also know Bobby Forrest. I've never met Bobby Forrest in real life, though. The other ones I do know in real life.
Do you have a car?
I do.
Can you get a ride, please?
Where do you need to go?
Down the road. I'm gonna try to do some laundry, I guess. Try to wash my clothes. It's only the 28th today, so I got like a couple dollars. So I'm gonna wash my clothes.
Well, I can't actually start my car. I kept it on all night so that I could charge up my electronics, and I fell asleep with it running. If I can get a jump, it will, but the guy who I know who's going to give me a jump is in a bad mood right now, so I was told just to not mess with him or ask him anything at the moment. Maybe he'll cool down a bit.
Yeah.
He's not mad at me, just mad.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. If I was able to get it started, though, I would.
All right. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Well, not much to appreciate. I feel kind of useless right now. But like I said, if I can get it up and running, I will.
I appreciate you, having a conversation with me and allowing me to ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am. Well, you're cool. You haven't given me any problems or treated me like trash.
I mean, allow me to ask a question and consider it. That would be appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I think I'm going to go see if I have any food in my car. I hope I do.
You don't smoke weed, do you?
I do.
Do you have any by chance?
No.
It's more like one little puff or whatever.
I don't have any, though.
No, I think it's going to help me feel better, but I don't think it's true. I don't think it always helps me feel better, but I kind of lie to yourself, I guess, or you think maybe it'll help you feel better, but.
I noticed unless I'm around a bunch of people that scare the shit out of me, weed doesn't do me any good. But if I'm around a place like this, yeah, smoking a little bit once in a while kind of helps to ease the tension of being around screamers and assholes and fucking predators. I can't stand it. Why are there so many goddamn predators at a homeless place?
I don't know what that means. But
Well, this place serves the homeless, and we got people who are assholes out here every day, the same consistent assholes. All right. Well, I'm gonna head back to my
No,
car.
you don't. You don't have them.
I don't.
One little stuff.
I don't got nothing. Yeah, I don't get paid until the 1st, so I'm SOL. That's if I get paid on the 1st, which I probably won't. We'll see what happens, though. Be safe. Yes, ma'am. There's also I'm from Nebraska, right? So everybody in Nebraska wants to blame everything on people that don't even exist there. Western Nebraska, now that place is so god awful. It's kind of like out here. You got the folks who are slinging it. You got the folks who are using it. The folks who are using it ain't gonna roll over on the folks that are slinging it. Even Chapel, Nebraska is kind of run like a prison yard. Sorry, there's a gentleman getting a bit close, and although he doesn't give me many problems, he does get on a bit of a spree sometimes. There's a few folks out here who said that they would consider speaking up. My main cause, though, children first, then the homeless, then the disabled. Y'all ever wonder what kind of hell I would go through to rescue a homeless, disabled kid? I'd make quite a mess. There was a guy named Taylor. Taylor's autistic too. He's got Asperger's. He's also real good with a yo-yo. I stuck up for him so many times because people couldn't understand that he had Asperger's and that his level of understanding is different. That doesn't mean stunted. Also, when Taylor was right, he was right. You know how we end these videos. First of all, Emily, thank you. You're a badass. Thank you for getting a hold of me. That made me feel 1,000 times better. And we end these videos the same, or at least try to. Good to be radio. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and no victim left behind.